If this leaks out to the American public, society could collapse. It could just get hysterical and simply collapse. So they kept it a secret.
The Prime Minister is in denial.
How about the other half?
Yes, that's more like it.
I began to study more about the pyramids and about how it came to be built. They were built by aliens, not human beings, because in those days they were living with aliens. They knew how you can work with them. You are in a different world.
There was one character who, from a single look at the Rosetta Stone, deduced its meaning. He said that the quickness of his decipherment enabled him to avoid the systematic errors which invariably arise from prolonged reflection.
They were built by aliens.
Champollion was not frightened. He was also not distracted by the idea of hieroglyphs as pictorial metaphors. Instead, using the insights of a brilliant English physicist named Thomas Young, he proceeded something like this. This is an exact replica of the Rosetta Stone. If we look at it, we see that it clearly represents the same text in 3 different languages. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, Demotic, and down at the bottom, the key to the enterprise, Greek, in the spring of the year 196 BC. As we would expect, the Greek text includes many references to King Ptolemy. Here, for example, you can see it. Ptolemaios. Now, in roughly the same positions, but in the hieroglyphic text, are these ovals, or cartouches, as they're called. Fortunately, Champollion had available to him a kind of second Rosetta Stone, an obelisk which had been excavated at the Temple of Philae, and which had inscribed upon it cartouches representing the hieroglyphic equivalent of another Greek name, Cleopatra. So here we have the Cleopatra cartouche, and here is the Ptolemaios cartouche. Here we've turned it around, changing left to right to left, and spread the hieroglyphs out so we can see them all. Now, immediately we notice that there are some similarities. This first hieroglyph in Ptolemy is a kind of square. The 5th hieroglyph in Cleopatra is a square, but Cleopatra, both of them seem to represent a P. So Ptolemy and Cleopatra both give us the same interpretation. A square is a P. Likewise, the 4th hieroglyph in Ptolemy is a lion. Tol, P-T-O-L. Likewise, the 2nd hieroglyph in Cleopatra is an L. So again, it's consistent. The pattern is emerging. Likewise, this rope or hangman's noose, Ptolemy, it's an O. Cleopatra, it's an O. And in this way, Champollion was able to assign letters for each of the hieroglyphs we see here.
They were built by aliens.
Brookings Institution article, New York Times, December 15th, 1960. And it says, mankind is warned to prepare for discovery of life in space. The first paragraph, discovery of life on other worlds could cause the Earth's civilization to collapse. Well, this report was financed by the U.S. government, the biggest think tank in the United States. And they said evidence of such existence might also be found in artifacts left on the moon or other planets. Now, many years later, the Vatican comes out and says, don't worry, They're our friends. They are our brothers and sisters. All that we are seeing under development today, whether it be aliens, shall we call them demons, or whether it be a global government, the Bible has already depicted this, and in a way that would be understandable.
Grace. Grace.
We are here, avatars and Naubis, fighting against the sky people who are taking our land, occupying our people.
Did it work?
And we are here to send a message that this is our land, and these trees, they do not belong to the sky people, and they need to be returned to their owners. If you look at it in a naive way, it talks about the occupied, oppressed people fighting against the occupier, the ruthless occupier, which is basically what's happening here in Belen. The only problem is that it's a Hollywood movie, but here, as opposed to Hollywood, this is real.
With your permission.
That they can take whatever they want.
What is that new?
And no one can stop them.
So move on.
But we will send them a message.